Hey there, Len Haggerty with LTAD Sport and Fitness, and today I wanted to kind of bring a couple things up regarding to definition of terms and knowing the lingo. And I don't necessarily mean as we're trying to relate to our kids and the lingo they're using and the acronyms and all that. We'll get to that in some other video. But I want to talk to you about when I'm talking about athletes and when I'm talking about performance and when I'm talking about play, it's our first notion is to put it into perspective of our kids and the sport that they play as being an athlete and how they perform in that sport. However, you need to kind of think of it as it pertains to you as a parent, as an adult, as someone who may not be competing like our kids are. And so the first thing is that you are an athlete. And so if you, and you may be saying, Len, I don't participate in any sport, blah, blah, blah. That's okay. If you were to look up the definition of an athlete, it's basically a person who is proficient in sports or other forms of physical activity. We all are physically active somehow, okay? So whether physical activity is going for a walk, or whether it's gardening, whether it's whatever it is, whether it is playing an instrument, whether it's playing with your kids outside, whatever it is, you're an athlete if you're being physically active. Okay, and so then when we think about being proficient, that is when I talk about performance. So performance means efficiency and being proficient. So how can you participate in these activities for a longer period of time without getting tired? How can you perform in these activities without being injured? Okay, so this is what I'm talking about as performance for adults. And then what about play? So play again kind of goes back to what are you activities you're proficient at. So playing could be you're a walker. Playing could be yes, you sit down or stand and play an instrument. Play could be gardening, hiking, whatever it is you think about that brings you joy and that is physically active is what I say means or pertains to play. So if you hear me talking about athlete development, yes, that means you. If you hear me talking about performance and improving your performance, that means you. How can we make it so that you're less prone to injury, can do it for a longer period of time? And when I talk about an athlete at play, that means you and the activities that you think about when you're being physically active. All right, so there's the definition of terms. So I want you to think about it for you and how you're active, not necessarily the kids or other people when you hear me talking about athlete development and performance and play. I think you get the idea. I hope you have an awesome day. Till then, till later, game on.